Right. Welcome back, friends. Today we will be discussing cluster computing and grid computing. And from Unit 1, definitely you will find any one of these in your examination paper. They are very, very important, cluster computing and grid computing. So first we will see what is cluster computing, then we will go to grid computing. Right. Remember, friends, grid computing was the one which was widely used before emergence of cloud computing. So we will discuss them in detail. So let me start with cloud computing. I'm sorry, cluster computing. So cluster computing is also a form of distributed computing, friends. So point number one, it is also a form of distributed computing. Right, distributed computing. In cluster we have as distributed computing, like it is similar to distributed computing. You know very well, in distributed computing we use many computers, right, which are connected in a network to serve our purpose, means to process big tasks. Instead of centralized computing, we have preferred distributed computing. So similar to distributed computing, even in cluster computing we have set of computers connected in the form of a network, which are used together to perform a task or for data processing, you can simply say. In cluster computing we use a word, please try to observe this carefully. Cluster is a collection of cooperative computers. We will try to analyze why this word is used. Right. So cluster is a collection of cooperative computers which are used for computing purpose. So what do you mean by cooperative computers, and how cluster computing is different from distributed computing? So observe this, friends. We are discussing cluster. So let's remove this word. Right. Typical architecture of a distributed computing environment. You have machines, you have many computers which are connected. Right. So same as in distributed computing where we have network of machines, even in cluster computing we have network of machines. If you remember, in distributed computing we did not use the word cooperative computers, but here we are using a special word called as cooperative computers. So cluster computing is one form of distributed computing, and it is performance wise it is more efficient than conventional distributed computing. So let me write this point here. So cluster computing offers better performance. Cluster offers better performance than normal distributed computing, right? So then it offers better performance than conventional right. Cluster computing offers better performance than conventional distributed computing, right? So cluster offers better performance. How cluster computing offers better performance? What exactly is cluster computing? We will try to understand. So point number one, cluster is also a type of distributed computing. It is a collection of computers, but here specifically we are using a word collection of cooperative computers. So this is the point to be observed. So, and because of this so-called collection of cooperative computers in cluster computing, we can identify or we can see a better performance when compared to conventional or traditional distributed computing mechanism, right? So how cluster computing offers you better performance, what exactly is the meaning of a cluster, that we will see, right? Let me erase this. So friends, this is simple connection of computers, normal architecture for a distributed computing as well as for cluster computing, right? So now what happens in cluster computing? Before that, we will try to recollect what happens in a normal computer network or in a normal distributed computing framework, right? So what happens in a distributed computing mechanism? You have many computers working together to solve a big task. If you remember friends, we have seen one example in high performance computing. I have a very big 100 terabyte video file, and I want to find whether that 100 TB video file contains a cat or not. So what we have done, we have divided that video file into some pieces, and each piece or each sub part of that video was given to one machine, right? I hope you recollect that example which we have seen in high performance computing, HPC, right? So now friends, when we say when multiple computers are connected together and they are working on a common task, right? Please try to observe here. In distributed computing, what happens is you have many computers, they are working together to solve a common problem. So goal is common. They are working together to process a big file, right? So in that process, when multiple computers are working together for a common goal, don't you think they have to communicate? Yes, obviously. When multiple computers are connected in network and they are working for a common goal, obviously they have to communicate. Now friends, in computer networks, in your third year you might have studied, right, how computers communicate in an internet environment or in a normal network. So in a network, when two computers have to communicate, they use something called as handshaking mechanism. It's not Let me write it here. Handshaking mechanism. So friends, what happens in handshaking mechanism? Handshaking mechanism means when one computer wanted to exchange any data with another computer, it has to first inform that computer, right? If you remember TCP/IP protocol which you have studied in CN, computer networks, what happens in handshaking mechanism is first computer A will say, "Are you ready?" Then the other computer, let us say computer B, it has to respond saying that yes, I am ready. Then again computer A will send the data. After that computer B will give an acknowledgement, right? So for every instance of communication, every time each and every computer has to do this handshaking process. Now just imagine friends, if I have some hundreds of computers connected together in a network and all these 100 computers are regularly communicating, just imagine how much time will be spent or how much time is invested in handshaking process. So this handshaking mechanism which is involved in a normal computer network will affect my performance. So if you observe, this handshaking mechanism is a drawback now. I know that this distributed computer network, it is my network. I know that these 100 machines are my machines. Why all these 100 machines should communicate? Why they should introduce themselves every time? Why handshaking mechanism is needed every time? So what happens in the normal distributed computing is, when these computers wanted to communicate, every time they have to introduce themselves. Computer A will say, are you ready? I wanted to send something. Computer B has to say, yes, I am ready. Then data transmission, then acknowledgement. This handshaking mechanism is seriously affecting the performance. If I can avoid handshaking mechanism, then performance can be improved. Same thing is done in cluster computing. So what happens in cluster computing is, when we set up this cluster, right, generally in cluster computing we use Linux operating system, friends. This is an important point. So we use Linux OS. I am talking about cluster. So when I am setting up a cluster, when I am setting the cluster, I use Linux operating system. In Linux operating system, there is one beautiful facility, friends. Whenever I set up a machine, what I do is, there are two important things, right? Key pair, you might have studied in computer network, right? One is called as private key, another one is called as public key. Now what happens in Linux is, when I connect all these machines in the network, assume that these are all now running Linux in them. Every machine will generate one private key, one public key. Every machine will generate one private key and one public key, and in Linux we have a facility of exchanging the keys between two machines, right, using a command called as SSH, right. If you have some awareness on Linux, you might have heard about SSH. So key exchange will be done. So what happens is, all these machines, when I set up the cluster itself, all these machines will generate two keys, private and public key. Public keys are exchanged. So no computer will share its private key, but public keys are exchanged. For example, if I have 4 computers, this computer 1 will know the public key of remaining 3 computers, right? This computer or this machine will know the public key of remaining 3 computers. So every machine has got public keys of all other machines. So while setting up the cluster itself, I do this concept of introducing each machine to each other. So computer 1 is aware of presence of remaining 3 computers. Computer 2 has got the keys, public keys of remaining 3 computers. So it knows the presence or existence of remaining 3 machines. Similarly, computer 3 knows the presence and existence of remaining 3 computers. Computer 4 knows the existence of remaining 3 computers. Now when I do this SSH or key exchange, what happens is, all these computers will now become well-known computers to each other. So what happens is, with the help of this key generation and key sharing, now all computers which are now connected in cluster, they are called as well-known computers or well-known machines. So I know the remaining 3 machines. So every machine is aware of presence of remaining 3 machines. Now they are called as well-known computers. Now since they are well-known computers, whenever they wanted to communicate with each other, they need not do any handshaking. Now just imagine, friends, if I have 100 computers, and in 100 computers, if communication has to be done regularly, just imagine what happens if there is no handshake, how much performance improvement can be seen. That's the reason cluster computing improves the performance, or we can say cluster computing is better than conventional or traditional distributed computing. So every time handshaking is not needed. Now one more important point before we actually complete this cluster computing. Now in cluster, what happens is, even though I have 4 machines, 10 machines or 100 machines, by the concept of this SSH and well-known machines, what will happen is, all these machines together will have a common home directory. means more or less like a shared memory kind of thing, right? So since that's the reason we call it as cluster is cooperative, right? Cluster is a collection of cooperative computers. Every computer knows the presence and existence of all other computers, so handshaking mechanism can be avoided, and hence cluster computing is proved to be offering better performance over conventional distributed computing, right? So in the next section we will be seeing grid computing, which was widely used before emergence of cloud computing. So friends, I hope cluster computing is pretty clear. Thank you.